All right, our next speaker, Natea.
Man, I really want this mustache to work, but it's just not gonna happen. Anyway, what's up, bros? What's up, dogs? What's poppin'? Handshakes are just one way that masculinity is measured in our society. Tonight, I'm going to be explaining how men, not just women, are oppressed by gender roles and sexism with 3 major examples. 1, male lives are disposable. 2, men have no reproductive rights. And 3, the epidemic of male loneliness. So first, what do I mean that male lives are disposable? I'm sure we've all heard the phrase women and children first, referring to women and children being escorted off of sinking boats. It's this concept that if the ship's going down, the men are going to go with it. This shows men that their lives are less valuable than women and children. In a similar way, men are disposable in war as soldiers and in dangerous work like firefighters, policemen, oil riggers, coal miners, all of these dangerous jobs that we expect men to do, men to make that sacrifice while women and children are at home safe, and rich people that are making money off of these wars. Indirectly, we're teaching men that they're disposable as dads. 2, men have no reproductive rights. For men, they kind of have 3 options when it comes to birth control: abstinence, wearing a condom, or getting a vasectomy. Beyond that, men have no abortion option. In Sweden, there's actually this concept of the male abortion, in which if a woman is pregnant, a man can say, I don't want to be involved, and he's absolved of all pressure and responsibility, as well as any, rights to that child. Male abortion. On the flip side of not having a say in whether or not his partner has an abortion, here in the US, men have no say when it comes to their partner adopting their child. For instance, there's so many cases of men that want their baby, and yet if the woman wants to give the baby up for adoption, he has no say, and he has to say goodbye to that child and any rights that he has to that child for his entire life. Basically, what we're teaching our men is that they have no right to fatherhood, and they should be grateful for whatever they get. And I also want to add that because they have no abortion option, if a woman chooses to keep a child, he's still responsible his whole life. He's still got a kid, and he still is going to have to figure out how to pay, regardless of whether or not that was a mistake for him, if we want to even go there. And my third point tonight is that male loneliness is an epidemic, and it's systemic, and it's deeply ingrained in our culture. For one, fathers are separated from their children. In custody cases, women make up 82% of custodial parents, while men make up 18%. I don't know about you guys, but I know a lot of mothers that have, or actually I know a lot of kids that are divorced, that their dad would actually be a better parent than the mom in some cases. Sometimes the mother is, physically violent, emotionally abusive, financially unstable, any number of things. And yet in our courts, men are, the courts are biased against them, and that's just the reality. Number 2, and probably one of the biggest problems in male loneliness, is that men are taught that being vulnerable with other men is considered gay. And because of this, when they're older in life, when they get married, when they have their kids, when they eventually get divorced, because 50 to 60% of their marriages end in divorce, they're alone, their wife leaves them, and the kids often leave them because the wife leaves with the kids. As a result, these men are left without family, without friends, because again, it's gay to be vulnerable with your male friends. And this leads me to my most sad part of this discussion, which is that 4 out of 5 suicides are men. And this is because we force men to deal with their pain alone. There are victims and perpetrators on both sides of sexism. The disposability of male lives, the lack of reproductive rights for men, and the epidemic of male loneliness are just the tip of the iceberg of male oppression. It is my belief that until we address the ways that men are oppressed by sexism and gender roles, we will never achieve gender equality. I'll catch you bros later. Nat Dog out.